Hello, you're welcome to yet another episode of Pictures Counseling Package, still on sexuality. Okay, let me share a very funny story with you. I remember my son, my 5 years old son, um, asking me, he was bathing in the bathroom with his twin sister and his elder sister. Yes, and then from the bathroom, he screamed to his siblings saying, Mommy delivered me by eating me and swallowing me in her stomach. Mommy chewed me in her mouth and swallowed me in my stomach. And then that is how I entered mommy's stomach and mommy delivered me. Mommy, it is true, right? Then I did not hear her elder sister. Her elder sister, who is already more mature than they are. They are only 5 years. Understood the funny thing about the question. So she laughed out loud and called to my attention and said, Mommy, listen to what this little one is saying. He said you chewed him in your mouth and swallowed him in your stomach. That is how you got pregnant with him. So I stood, I could not hold. I laughed, I laughed. Yes. So I had to call him and then I told him to finish bathing. Yes. I said, finish bathing. We are going to discuss concerning the question that you just asked me, and I'm going to tell you how you got to where you are. Yes. So that is it. These children, sexuality begins from right when we were born. Yes, from the age from zero, we start our sexuality till where we will die. So along the line, as individuals, we start asking these questions. How did we come into being? So the common questions that children mostly ask is, "Mommy," like my son, my children, they'll say, "Mommy, how how do babies come? How did like when they see their younger sister, they say, "Mommy, where did you take the baby from? You brought her from the hospital. You have gone and taken somebody's baby from the hospital. Mommy, will you go and give her back to the hospital? Mommy, 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 mommy." So those are all the questions. Where do babies come from? How do I get to be here as a baby? Those are the questions that they will always ask you. And that is why I would love to reinforce that sex education is very, very important. Um, uh, Contrary to what we used to think of, like in those days, we used to think that the right age to discuss sex education with our children is the puberty age. But today, pediatricians have advised that sex education be carried on with kids from the age 5. Yes, because it's at this age, 4 to 5, that they start asking these questions. Yes, they start asking these questions to their families, their parents, their brothers, their sisters, if they have older siblings. You will see them touching their private parts, asking you, "Mommy, why is my private part like this? If it's a girl, why is my private part flat? Why is my brother's own long?" And all of that. You have to be sure to answer their questions when they ask them. So right now, I'm going to give you some tips that you need to use during sexual education talks with your child. First of all, grab every opportunity that comes up that the child starts asking questions related to sexuality. Make sure you don't leave it go away. You don't let it go away without responding to them. Seize that opportunity to always respond to their questions and worries. Secondly, don't laugh. Yes, don't laugh or giggle, even if the question is cute or Don't laugh. It's difficult not to laugh sometimes, but you can try not to laugh, and try also not to show signs of anxiety, that you are anxious and all of that. Yes, if not, it would have a negative impact on the child. The child may feel that they are not asking the right question, or the question that they are asking is not a question that can be discussed comfortably, and they may stop. Yes, and the third one, be very, very honest with them. When you are answering a question, be very honest. Call the names the way they ought to be called. For instance, if you want to talk of their private part, if it's a boy, you talk about the penis, you talk about the vagina, call them the way they are. Because if you start giving other names to those names, you are indirectly making them to understand that talking about these names is a taboo. And so, therefore, talking about such a topic, it's a taboo. So they may refrain from talking to you about such topics or asking such questions, and this is not healthy. Yes, and the next one, you have to make sure that you are very, very attentive when you explain to them what they have asked you in their question. Listen to them, try to observe their reactions, and don't show any sign of frustration or embarrassment. Try to put yourself together. This will boost them, this will motivate them to ask more questions, and always start by asking them, my dear, what do you know already concerning this question that you are asking me? What do you think it is? In our next video, I will try to show you how you can answer such questions, such very, very embarrassing questions, how you can answer them smoothly without necessarily showing your child that you are embarrassed or uncomfortable with the topic. And the purpose for this video is actually to make you to develop the capacity, the skills that you need in order to carry on this education, this sex education with your child. Make them to understand that sexuality is part of life. Yes, make them to understand that sexuality is part of life, and it is important for them to ask questions. It is normal, it's the good thing to do, it's the right thing to do, to ask questions, so that this will permit them to learn the right attitude. It will permit them to learn the right attitude, as well as also develop responsible behavior in relation to sexuality. Yes, so it's very, very important. It's very important. It's a challenging task to do, but as parents and looking at our society today, with a lot of things that are happening around, we really need to drill our children on sex education. Make them to understand what is happening, why the changes, their questions they're asking from childhood. Yes, in order to prepare them, that transition from childhood to adulthood. This will permit them to live a more fulfilled sexuality, a more fulfilled sense of sexuality, and also to develop their capacity to understand the decisions, the implications of the decisions that they may take or make tomorrow as regards sexuality. So it's very, very important. Okay, we are going to end there for today, and I'm looking forward to bringing up another video where I will be showing you how you can answer questions on sexuality when dealing with children. So I hope this video made sense to you. I hope it brought up some clarity in these aspects where you needed some help, and I need you to click to the notification button, subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out on more interesting videos. Okay, there is no way I can achieve my objective of touching and impacting more lives about creating sexual awareness if you don't give me a follow. If you don't subscribe to my channel, if you don't help me to be visible, if you don't help me to get more visibility by getting subscribing to my channel and following me on my channel. Thank you. I remain my humble self, Petron Dandy. Ciao.